It's time. You have to decide. It's the only way. Only you can give the order.
Back again, are we? Didn't expect to see you so soon. Don't take it personally, but it's never good to have the police around. After Grant Leatham, are we? I just spoke to his mother. Apparently he's missing. Just, nothing new there.
How many people are in this building?
Well, now, not many. School's over. Got 4 in Geology Club. Janie's got this detention, and I've got a young lad in the gym.
What was that?
Your lives as you knew them are over. What the next 48 hours are about is abandoning everything you knew or thought you could rely on and adjusting to the new reality.
So what, the things in Utopia are real?
BSC was theirs.
What's that?
Comic.
Are you going to show me, or are you going to be a twat all day?
Keep it under your bed.
That's 11 now dead on the Shetland island of Fetlar.
We need a sample of the vaccine. There's a man in Sheffield, a scientist called Donaldson. Get it to him.
It's me. The manuscript exists. The boy knows where it is.
There's a woman. Works in secret. Trusts no one.
What's her name?
Her name's Milner.
Right. Shall we wait for Jessica?
What for? I can break in.
Yeah, I can break in as well.
Jesus Christ. Am I the only one who can't break into houses?
We'll teach you if you want.
Ooh, got some bruising here. I have to keep your weight off it.
Thanks, Vicky, for finding me. You got a boyfriend?
No, I haven't got a boyfriend.
Well, you're well fit. I knew you would be. I can tell from what you typed.
From what you typed, I thought you were 24 and drove a Porsche.
I will drive a Porsche when I'm 24. I've got a girlfriend now. Her name's Alice. Met her yesterday.
Have you got the manuscript? Grant, listen to me. It's very important. We need to... sorry.
I left it somewhere.
Right. When you're ready, you need to come and tell me, okay? What's it like?
Not what I thought. I mean, I thought part 2, it'd be like a new story. But it ain't. It's the same, just different. Like the scientist called Carvel.
And the rabbit, has he got a name, Grant?
I think it began with an L.
So he has had it then? I mean, he can tell us where it is.
He's an 11-year-old boy who's seen someone murdered. Right? He's been alone for days. He's not ready to trust anyone.
So do we give it to Jessica then?
No way. God knows what she's up to.
We take it to this woman, to Milner. I mean, she's MI5. We take it to her, we hand it over, we just get the fuck out of this.
Fuck.
Does he have it?
No.
The manuscript?
Look, he's left it somewhere. He hasn't said.
Did you search him?
We are not searching him.
You want to search this, darling?
Oi, Grant, stop that. You're just gonna have to go through me.
And she thinks that'll be difficult.
Sit down, Becky.
What the fuck's the matter with you? Like, why are you so enthralled to
Is that Grant?
What?
Why
have they got my picture?
Of 8 children and 2 teachers at Bainstow Secondary School in what police have described as scenes of unparalleled horror. The Prime Minister is expected to make a statement within the next 20 minutes, but we can confirm that
That's
the
not me.
fingerprints on the gun are those of Grant Leatham, a pupil at the school, and the boy identified
That is not me!
CCTV images. The Leatham family...
How is he?
He's pretending he's okay. He's terrified of what his mum thinks. Christ, how could they do that?
They fake the CCTV and the fingerprints. Don't need to stand up in court, they just want to get hold of him.
No, I mean, how can they actually do it? How can
It's a handful of kids, so what? They've just made Grant the most famous child in this country. The moment he's picked up, they have him. And all it cost them was a handful of lives. Don't you get it yet? That is nothing to them. Death is part of it. Get used to it.
Look, Becky, wait, no. No, it's not a good idea.
Why? Won't your girlfriend allow it? Is it against orders?
My dad wrote Utopia. I never knew him. Not really. I grew up on the run. I learned not to trust people because you know what? People always let you down. And they want to sugarcoat it, treat you like a kid. That's fine for them. They've been kids. Some of us don't get to have childhoods. Becky and Ian are great, but they're not like us. I want you to show me the manuscript. I won't force you. It's your choice. But I want you to come with me. I'll keep you safe. You know I can. There's no place for me here. Not now or ever.
We always said this was Bhopal and this was Lake Neos. 10,000 lives. That'll feel good being right.
Where's Grant?
You like some shit music.
Is this shit?
So your dad was Mark Dane?
His real name was Philip Carville.
What, and you didn't know him?
They got me out when I was about 4. I was given to a man called Christos. He looked after me, but he was more like a guard than a dad. He did his best. He taught me how to steal, how to fight, how to survive, really. I was a total bitch to him, but he never got angry. He was amazing.
What happened to him?
We were hiding in an old factory and suddenly they turned up. He hit me and ran out at them. They caught him, tortured him, killed him.
What, and you saw that? How old were you?
10. You hungry?
What are you doing now?
Trying to bypass the firewall.
It's MI5, not Asda. We're better off hacking into the HMG network and sending him an internet mail. Wilson, I work with computers. I know what I'm
doing.
doing.
You're an IT consultant, Ian. If I want to know how to make a printer work, I'll let you know.
What are you two doing?
Trying to get hold of Milner. I'm thinking of sending her some kind of internal mail.
The only problem is that their firewall is triple encrypted.
Why don't you just call her?
What? Just call MI5? With a phone?
Yeah. Why not? What if they're tracing her calls?
You have 42 seconds before they can put a trace on you.
Wilson, how do you know that?
Saw it on Spooks.
Don't be on there for more than 30 seconds. I'll time you.
Hello, could I speak to Mrs. Milner, please?
One moment.
They're putting me through.
Hello, Milner.
We'd like to talk to you. We're friends of Jessica Hyde.
Who?
Jessica Hyde.
Right. Sorry, does she work here?
Well, you don't know her.
I have no idea who you're talking about. Can I ask, who is this?
Wrong number. She said she never heard of her.
Oh, fuck.
right now.
Okay.
There's a chapel on Arbel Lane in Levingston. It's always empty. Meet me there. Avoid CCTV. Get out of there. Now.
Michael, are you okay?
Actually, I feel a bit ill, Jen. Could you call in sick for me?
You got the shit?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, hon. Well, I'd love to stay, but you know how I hate the week. Drink plenty of water, and I'll call Bev.
Thanks.
And no wanking in there. IVF clinic on Friday, you dirty puppy.
Professor Donaldson.
Yes?
You knew Bill Kay.
Sorry, who?
Bill Kay. He was a reporter.
No, I don't know any reporters, actually.
But he sent me to you.
Wow. I think someone must have had you on. We test pet food?
It's a spot check inspection. It says Department of Health.
You get away from me.
I'm not one of them.
Stay away from me or I swear to Christ!
My name's Michael Dugdale. Bill Kay sent me to you. He must have told you about me. Please.
You're Michael Dugdale?
Yes. Yes, that's me.
Why the fuck didn't you say so in the first place? I've got third-stage heart disease.
You should eat better now.
Have you got the vaccine?
No. I tried. Listen, they've got Fettler shut down. Nobody's getting in or out. No doctors, no specialists. Nothing. It's all their own people.
You haven't got it.
Is there another way?
Well, not unless you happen to have one of the corpses in your pocket.
Look. I need something on them.
You really have no idea who you're dealing with, do you?
No. That's why I need your help.
Do you want to talk about last night?
Did you like it?
Of course I liked it.
Then what's there to talk about?
You're such a pain in the arse. As if life isn't difficult enough.
Tell you what, why don't we get married, Ian? Jessica could be my maid of honor.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll say it. I like you. There. I said it. It's out. So now you can punch me or give me a Chinese burn or just kick me in my balls.
I reckon you'd like that.
Where's your other cunt?
Where is the other fucking cunt?
Put that down. Shoot.
All right? Because I don't think you are. Go on then, shoot me. Because if you don't put that down, I'm going to shoot you.
No. Please.
Please. Please. I'm going to shoot you in the fucking head, mate. I'm going to count to 3. 1.
Don't.
2.
Did the bullet come out the front? Did the bullet come out the front of his head?
No, it didn't.
What's your name, dear?
Wilson.
It's nice to meet you, Wilson. I'm Milner. Now, I need you to come around here and fire both barrels of that shotgun into his head.
What?
This is a standard issue firearm I've just signed out from ATC. I need to cover my tracks. He's already dead. You're not killing. You're saving my life. You okay, Wilson? Why don't you let me have that gun? How do I know this isn't a trap?
How do we?
Look, we've told you everything we know. We want to come in.
Come in? Ian, there is no Ian. I'm not MI5 here. I can't protect you.
What do we do?
We need to find out why they want the manuscript.
I think I know. It has the identity of Mr. Rabbit. Grant said, but he couldn't remember the name.
That's it. He's kept his identity secret for nearly 30 years. That's why they're so desperate for the manuscript.
He mentioned a girl called Alice. Said that was his girlfriend.
Okay. I can find out if she's come forward. You need to go there.
No, wait, look, we're not cops, we're not spies. This has nothing to do with us.
What did Jessica tell you about her father's ideas, Ian? On racial purification?
What? He was a fucking Nazi.
Philip Carville wrote a paper called The Survival of the Genome, in which he advocated a human cull. This is the same man who became involved with weaponizing disease.
Right, okay. If you can't help us, we need to go.
Look, I can't do this on my own. This has one number on it, mine.
Why come this way round?
You can hold it if you like.
What if they give this room out?
They won't. It's occupied.
Can you teach me how to do that?
There's lots I can teach you.
What, to be like you?
Would you like that? You need to change the way you look.
No fucking hell! No fucking hell!
We are close, aren't we, Grant? To Utopia. I need to know we're moving in the right direction.
And I'm just gonna...
Yeah. Nice. You look cute.
You're kidding. No, you're making me a fucking goth. No, you're not putting that on me. No way. You're not putting that on me. No, no, you're not putting that on me.
Grant, just come home. Just go to the police and we'll sort it out, or phone them and we'll come and get you. Everything will be fine. Okay, I'm here. Just please, just please, just come home. Okay, it'll be all right. And
I need to tell her I didn't do it.
You know we can't, Grant. Not yet.
Am I gonna be normal after this?
Let's drink some booze.
There's a girl in Richmond, Alice Ward.
Okay. What was I like as a child? My earliest memory is killing animals. Slaughterhouse. You were there, watching.
Abby, please.
For as long as I can remember, I've killed. But yesterday, there was a boy holding these. And I couldn't.
Abby, don't. Not now. Not now.
Who are my parents?
You don't have parents. You were part of a consignment from Bulgaria, I think. Carvel was brilliant, but he wasn't kind. Some of the things he did were by necessity cruel.
What about Jessica Hyde? Is she like me? Did he do things to her?
He was not a man of compassion.
Lee was killed the other day. Next to you, he's the person I knew most. Why doesn't that hurt me?
Because you're not the same as others. You're special.
I don't feel special.
I look mental. Like a fucking goth.
How many of those have you had?
Can I have another one?
What's the manuscript like, Grant?
Amazing. I didn't read it all. Bits.
What about my dad? You are going to tell me where it is, Grant, aren't you? Because I could make you. I could just make you tell me.
I'm sick. I'm sorry. Jessica. I'm sorry. Oh, Mom. Oh, my Mom.
Her name's Alice Ward. Her mother brought her into Richmond Police Station yesterday. She'll be back today. I'm sending an officer to get her. You need to go to her house. That's what Jessica will do.
I need a reason. Why us? What difference does it make if we know who Mr. Rabbit is?
There's a story about how he got his name. He was embedded with the criminal underworld in Guangdong, but he was playing everyone off against each other. The Russians, CIA, the gangs. So the Americans got fed up. And they let a particularly nasty crime boss know that he was their man. The boss found him, dragged him off the street, right through the middle of a busy office block. They tortured him. And as a lesson to others, the boss carved his own name into this man's stomach. Rabbit. Have you ever seen the Chinese character for rabbit, Ian? Lots of lines, lots of cuts. Somehow he managed to get free, and despite being unarmed, he killed everyone in that room. Then he went back through the office block and killed everyone who'd seen him. By the time he was finished, 265 people on 3 continents had lost their lives, and not a single living person knew his identity. That's who Mr. Rabbit is. He is the beating heart of all of this. And if we can find his identity, it ends, and you go home.
I need to get across to Fettler.
Sorry, sir, there's a quarantine in place.
I'm with the Department of Health. I have a permit of access issued by the Minister, plus an interdepartment waiver, as well as a warrant for inspection.
We weren't told about all this.
I've come all the way from London. I'm not turning back. Yeah. You'll have to call him.
What, phone the Minister?
Yep.
We want to help Grant. Now, the kids at school, they say they saw him with you. We just want to know why they'd be saying that.
Alice, please, just tell him.
It's okay. It takes time. We've got a new officer who's come to ask you some questions. He'll take you somewhere else to do that now.
What is this? Who?
But you'll still have our child liaison officer, Laura, to help, okay? All right, here we go. Your new officer, Alice.
You Alice Ward? Did he give you the manuscript? We're going for a drive.
Grant, can I have it, please?
Give me the manuscript.
What do you mean? What manuscript? Alice, what is this?
It's not there. It's gone.
What is? What's she talking about?
Tell me where it is, or she's next.
I haven't got it, please! It wasn't, please! I haven't got it, please! Please don't kill my mum!
She hasn't got it! I've got it!
Don't hurt my daughter, please.
Give me the manuscript, or I'll kill the girl's mother! The girl's next! Give it to me!
Please, Jessica, please. Okay. I'll throw the weapon out. I'm giving the manuscript to the boy. She comes in here, they get out, you get the manuscript. If you shoot before she's gone, he runs. Okay?
Do it slow.
You keep these secret. Don't tell anyone you have these, okay? Jessica, please. Drop it. Drop it.
Give it me. Your father was Philip Carvel. What was he like?
I don't know. That's why I wanted that.
Where is Jessica Hyde?
Grant, get in the van! Come on, get in.
And there he is.
Hello, we didn't hear you come in. Look who's popped round. The minister's just been telling me.
Jen, for God's sake, do not call me the minister, please. I hope you don't mind, Michael, but Jen and I have been getting rather personal.
Jeff and his wife did IVF too, and they were at it for years.
For 5 fucking years. Christ. I think the worst part is that there are things you can't share.
Oh.
I mean, Sam was being pumped so full of those hormones that you just think, Christ, they can really test a marriage. But now we have 2 beautiful boys who we wouldn't exchange for the world, so, you know. But Jen, do you mind if I just have a quick word with Michael?
Oh, of course.
It's just boring ministerial stuff, so, yeah.
No, yes, of course.
Thank you. She's great. Just great. It'd be such a shame to see her raped. Hand it over. Or Jen will be raped. Brutally, Michael, later this week. Is that all of it?
Do you think I kept a piece?
What kind of idiot uses his own ID? You are so fucking ridiculous. They wanted just to snatch you, pick you up on your way home, torture you, kill you, Jen as well. But I said no. He's useful. He's a friend in the department. Let me deal with him, I said, because I know I can get him on side. Michael, if you work with me, there's a really good chance that I could make your life wonderful. But if you work against me just one more time, I will make your life over. Is that clear?
Yeah. It was lovely